So I have a question. Why must the source of motion be God? Why do you say that?
Well, the first mover has to be God because the first mover is one. It's one, infinite, and also immutable, changeless, meaning it is not also contingent to anything.
In regard to your argument about the moral law, why does the author of the moral law have to be God?
It can't have come from the moral law can't have come from customs because customs change. It can't have come from legislators' governments because governments change, so it had to come from a higher being who had the right, power, wisdom, and authority to institute it. And this is identified with the first cause, or God.
Thank you. So what do you mean by universal human consent? What does that mean?
Universal human consent is a belief shared by all humans all across the world. And universal human consent is very important because in regards to rational matters, which are things that can be deduced from reason based off of known and proved facts, universal human consent cannot be wrong.
Universal consent is the voice of rational nature. To deny the voice of rational nature, we would deny certainty. Further proof of this premise would be the study of philology, the study of languages. The study of philology proves that all people and all tribes in all of history have not gone without the belief of an almighty deity.
And today we'll be defeating the atheists with the argument for the existence of God by design. Let's start off with a definition. We know that design is a plan, in simple man's terms. Usually there are three things which are characteristic of a design. In a design, there must necessarily be a designer who creates this design. The design must have a purpose. The world is a design because it bears two things, order and regularity. These two things can only exist with design. Now, we commonly hear the argument by the atheists of chance. The idea of chance is essentially that circumstantial effects are switched to become causes, and somehow they work to create a perfect harmony of things such as we experience in the world today. This is impossible because if chance were a cause, its effect would follow logically and would not happen by chance. Man-made evils are a result of free will. God gave man free will, and man chooses to use that free will for evil. Thus, man-made evils actually prove the existence of God.